definitely live. Cool. All right. Well, folks, welcome to Dice Chatter. Today I don't have any topics, anything for us to talk about. I figured it would be a nice, well, for me, Wednesday evening to hobby with some of you folks. So, with that being said, I'm working on some Cities of Sigmar guys. I don't know what you folks are working on out there in the community, but we're just painting up these guys, and I think I have some music playing. Maybe? Do I not? I don't. Oh no, I do. It just cycled out. So yeah, so if that gets too loud or annoying, please let me know. Other than that, we can chat about what's going on, Pete. I can chat about anything that anyone wants to talk about. I'm open. We got Warcry coming up. We got Catacombs coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. I did pre-order it. Hey James, what's going on, man? You guys, for you in chat, just let me know if you hear me fine. I assume you do, otherwise you would have probably said something by now. Oh, what are we doing? We'll wait on that guy, because he's almost done. We will work on some of the armor here. Oh boy, everything half dried on my wet palette. I gotta get more paint out. But yeah, all fine. Thanks, Pete. Shake this bad boy up. But yeah, I'm painting some Black Arc Corsairs from, well, it's technically Cities of Sigmar for AOS, Age of Sigmar. So that's what I'm doing. I said that before I even saw your comment, James. So look, it has been foretold. It is done. But yeah, if you want photos, I think I had something pulled up. Give me a second. Let me just switch screens. There you go. Those are the guys I'm painting. Because it's a little hard to tell when it's like this. I mean, I guess you can sort of tell. I've gotten started on them. I actually have one of them finished and another one almost finished. So that is generally what they look like. I know it's not the best, but... See, I got this webcam all zoomed in and set up, and that's honestly the best I can do with a crappy webcam. So it is what it is. But I'm sure nobody's really watching to watch the the intense painting that's about to happen here. I'm sure they're just more here to chat. Despite the box contents, I couldn't help but take the plunge on Catacombs. Well, I did too, and it looks like James did as well. I got it today. So funny enough, I have a local game store that's about 15 minutes away. So I haven't been to it in ages, but the few rare times I actually go, I'll generally order some GW stuff from there because they don't have a huge GW selection, but they can order stuff for you. And then I called them the other day when the pre-order went live, and they said they'd give me a call back when they're good to go, and they never called me back. So I have a GW store about 30 minutes away, so I called them and got it pre-ordered for them. So hopefully GW can get me a box, because as soon as I get that box, I am tearing into that thing. I have, let's just say I have a lot of work to do, and a lot of rules to read, and all that fun junk. So, but in the meantime, I kind of have at least inspiration to get more going on my Cities of Sigmar guys. Because apparently there is/will be rules for them, so if they got some Anvil Guard type dudes, then I will definitely be a happy man. But we'll see. They might just have, like, Free Guild and all that junk. Even though it's not junk. Free Guild's cool, but more of a creepy Dark Elf dude. I like that lore significantly better. And even though the Anvil Guard isn't the best... whatchamacallit, the best city that you can join up with, I think it's just freaking cool, and I go by the rule of cool rather than what's actually good. Hence me liking Beasts of Chaos. So, is what it is. But, any of you guys working on anything cool as we're starting things up here? But yeah, I'm working on the black armor. I'm waiting for a couple things to dry on this guy, and then this guy's will be done. I have all the bases done. So they're actually, I made a video about this, making these like weird ruin bases that are super easy with a bunch of washes. You can check that out. It's somewhere around, who knows, on my channel page. Probably did it maybe, geez, I don't know, half a year ago at this point. Shows you how long I've been working on this crap. What else do I need to do? I think that's pretty good here. Backlog of unpainted minis. Yeah, I know what that's about. The War on Grey, I call it. Yeah, I actually keep track of everything, which is weird. Everything that is Games Workshop related, I keep track of what I have painted and what I, have currently not painted. I don't go as far as like, oh, I've built it, I get to mark it off. But until it's finished, painted on a base and all set, then I considered it. Then I consider everything done. So that's a thing I do. I don't know if anyone else really does that kind of crap. I don't know. I like to keep it organized and interested, and it actually kind of inspires me to paint more models when I start seeing that like gray number go down, that however many models. I think for AOS it's definitely in the hundreds. For Warcry it's like 9 models, and 40k I have some models that I don't even want to say. But yeah, I don't need to paint that part. So we're getting the glove done here. Pete. At least liking some of the rules I've come across in Catacombs and hoping to build a custom campaign around using them below ground and add a bit of variation. Yeah, I watched oh shoot, Gorilla Miniature Gaming's. I watched his video because, well, it's amazing how quickly that stuff gets done. I mean, I guess if I had the box earlier too, I'd try to get ahead on it. But it was nice seeing the basic rules that were set out. They don't seem too intense in terms of difficulty. So realistically, it's just, hey, here's like 5 new rules. Go have fun, which is, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm not disappointed. James said, well, so there's this program to comment. I will pull it up. Let's see if I can show you guys. So this is OneNote, and I keep everything labeled: Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and 40k. So, and then I have like specific painting plans for like Plague Monks or like Warcry models, Bone Splitters, Ogres, Bone Reapers, Gits, Terrain, so on and so forth. So yeah, right now I have, let's see if we can highlight this. I finished 5, oh, let me make it bigger. I finished 380 models. This is just specifically AOS, and I have 154 incomplete. That should change after this little bit here. Actually, technically, I have one of them done, so we can mark that off, but that's generally how I do it. Even the specific rules of wall running for Corvus are a really nice addition. Yeah, because what the hell are bird people that focus on terrain that's higher than what they're supposed to be? A warband like that gonna do on a basic flat surface? But yeah, those rules seem cool. We'll see if that's even enough. To be honest, those old Chaos warbands are pretty... Unfortunately, they're not as good as what they should have been. But yeah, I don't know, James, if it's overkill or not, but it's just what I do. So, but yeah, I mean, you don't have to use OneNote. It's just nice to have it color coordinated for me, and then I can go through it and look at it. Oops, I kept everything up still. Let me go back to that. There we go. So I don't have to show you guys my streaming secrets. Not that they're secrets. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it just keeps me organized at the end of the day. I feel like if I didn't do something like that, it would dawn on me, and I don't think I'd actually get as much done. I do wish that Ogre Breacher had a rule to break through the wall like Kool-Aid Man. That would be awesome. The Iron Golem's Ogre Breacher just smashing through. But then if you give it to him, then you got to give it to like all of the Ogre Maw Tribe models except the Noblars, because I like my Maw Tribe, so, which would be also amazing. Don't need to keep a log. Warcry scenery unmade and currently painting a zombie dragon is all I've done this year. I have young kids. Yeah, kids, I don't have any of those. In my case, fortunately. But yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do... I think I'd probably get 5% of what I get done if I had little youngsters running around. That sounds, for me, that sounds terrifying. Having a bunch of little me's running around. But, so that's why I managed to get some stuff done. Alright, so we still got more armor to go on this guy. See, the nice part about these guys here is a lot of the stuff I know that a person can't see, as in it's hard for me to even see right now. So that means I don't really have to get super detailed on all this. So that's good. That is very good for me. Alright, so I think we just got some highlights on this guy. And then we should be all set. I think actually just on his little horn. So I did the leader. He's done. I got the horn blower. He's just about done. And then I'm going to rip him off this magnetized base. So I essentially magnetize everything. Every single model, I put a magnet on the bottom. And then just super easy. I don't have to deal with putty and replace it all the time. So let's go ahead and highlight this horn here. I don't know if any of you folks deal with that, or if you got that like Citadel pinch your model base thing. Obviously bigger models it's hard to do, well, frankly, any of this with. But I like the look of the Corsairs. I know they're somewhat older models from Fantasy. How well do they mesh with the newer stuff? Well, yeah, they're definitely older models. They're plastic, so honestly that's nice. They had a number of mold lines, if I remember right. I built these guys forever ago. Rules wise, they're fine. They're your chaff troops. I built them the archer route, so I can just have some of them just sitting on like a back objective or something like that. Because AOS is a thing, at least as of late, I'd like to do more videos on, but since everything's solo, I gotta paint a shit ton of models, which I'm fine with at the end of the day. Because then I'll actually have finished painted armies. I'll still probably keep the games to smaller points, like anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500, just because it is me controlling 2 armies and doing some it's all going to be narrative. It's not going to be a match play. I might do like a match play match or board setup, but at the end of the day, it's narrative. I do that for 2 reasons. One, if I screw up, it's not the end of the world, because I'm going to screw up. It just happens. There's too many rules, especially for one person trying to control 2 armies and doing some sort of strategic strategy for both teams. And then 2, I just prefer narrative and trying to pull something out and making it interesting. At the end of the day, some folks are into that, some folks aren't. But, that's your own prerogative at the end of the day. You don't have to watch my videos. But obviously the Warcry stuff, I don't do too narrative. But hey, what's going on? Welcome. What you working on today? I forgot. I know you're in the Discord. God, I can't even remember the name. And now let me refresh me on name. I would as terrible as I feel for forgetting. All right, let me actually really close to finishing this guy here. So in the meantime, is there any other projects or other random crap you folks are looking forward for the new year? I know there was some Age of Sigmar stuff with Marathi that got shown today. I peeked at that for like all of 4 minutes. It seemed neat. It seems like they're starting to change the or at least I hope they're starting to change out of the Soul Wars kind of that story arc, because I think it's about time that they jump into a different story arc and give someone else give some other god or whatever the light. I think that would be interesting. I don't follow the story too much by any means, but it's always nice to just see a new character get their spotlight. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Now there's one last little thing I want to do on this one, and then we will we'll rip it off the base and put it on its official finished final base. This needs to get watered down. Yeah, they've got these little, like, it's probably hard to tell. So these guys have cloaks. In the back of the cloaks, I made them similar to the actual, like, dragon riders that they hop on. So even though it doesn't fit the, like, purpley blue, well, I mean, it kind of does, but it doesn't fit super, super well, but I'm cool with it. Also, they're just like chaff troops, so who cares at the end of the day exactly what they look like. After a year of having it, I'm planning on building the last big Necromancer box set that was released with the intention of playing in the new year. Whew. That's a long time. Hey Vaughn, I have this idea for new flayed ones. Ooh. When they have these parasites infesting their bodies so they have tentacles sticking out. Well, that sounds neat. I would love to see that when that's finished, because that would be awesome. I want to work on a textured gaming board for Warcry. Have you ever tried making a textured board instead of a mat? No, I wouldn't mind trying something like that. The problem is time and my limited knowledge. Generally, if I want to do something like that, I'd prefer to make a video about it. But yeah, something like that is a huge undertaking. Models, these are Black Ark Corsairs from Cities of Sigmar. I almost dumped my paint into my drink. That would have, I don't know, probably been the 1600th time I've done that. I guess I should keep it a little farther away. Alright, so this guy's pretty much all set. We'll set him to the side, let him dry real quick. And we have the banner here to work on. So, at the end of the day, I'm hoping that these guys get shown in Warcry, because then I can use them for more than one game. And that's always cool. Oh, I don't know where to start on this guy. It's just a lot. So maybe we'll do some metallics, or maybe we'll do his goofy hair. Yeah, let's do some metallics. I'll switch to my brush that I use for metallics. I'm out of gold. I need more gold. Where are you? There you are. Have you ever had coffee in a dirty water mug and paint station, then get them mixed up? I've had, well, not coffee specifically, but I got tea right now. But I've done it a couple times, but I use different. So I use just like a clear cup for my water, so I generally don't get too confused. But sometimes you don't look, and then you throw it in your little Ninja Turtles mug, and yeah, then there you go. You have. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it doesn't taste that much different. It's all acrylic, anyways. Now, if I was using like enamels or something like that, oh man, that would suck. that would suck a lot. All right, so golds. Where are we doing gold on this guy? Probably all over the place. Yeah, all over the place. Oh boy, I gotta focus on this one, which means I'll probably stop talking for like 30 seconds and have some dead air. Getting there. Okay. Oh shoot, I did miss a thing on this guy. I'm gonna go back and do that real quick. Just need a little bit of silver. And just sneak it in right there. And one on the other side. He's got these little attachments for the dragon hide he's got. There we go. So now that's pretty much done. Alright, back to the gold. Oh, that's way too much shit. Alright. Let's get around there. Get under the armpit. That looks pretty good. Yeah, unfortunately, I've been trying to mess with my setup to see if I can get it so that the model zoomed in a little bit more, so that you guys can actually get a nice view. But unfortunately, that involves me bringing the camera closer, which then covers everything else. I mean, I guess I could do this for, oh geez, this is going like crazy. We could, you know what, screw it. We're gonna try it, right? Why not? We're gonna mess around. Is that better? Maybe? Blocking everything? I mean, I don't care. As long as you guys don't care. Tell me what's better. This being closer so you can see the model, or seeing my beautiful face. That model might be a little bit more interesting, to be honest. I don't really do too much other than lean forward and show you guys my bald spot, so this may be slightly more interesting. Have you ever tried using contrast paints for metallics a bit? Yeah, I've tried doing like you put down a silver and then throw a contrast paint over, but I've never done. I haven't done the specific one you suggested. I've done it with my iron golems. Now that I think about it, I base coated all the armor plates with silver, and then I went over with like Flesh Tearers Red or something like that. I can't recall. It's been a minute. I mean, I could look it up because I do keep detailed descriptions of how I paint certain models, so that would be a thing. But yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, it works. I definitely wouldn't shy away from it by any means. Is that all the gold? No, that can't be all the gold. No, the boots I do purple. The bolt, the bow. Oh, well, I guess he's got a huge banner. Oh, and he's got these stupid, GW loves their top knots. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but they love putting goddamn top knots on every little thing. And, it looks neat at the end of the day, and it shows, like, some sort of flow to the model. Like that the wind's blowing this way and the body's shifting, but overall, sometimes I just wish there was just a few less top knots. Do you use all GW paints? No, honestly, over time I've been loving P3 more and more. It's super smooth, and I have more control over it. Looking behind me, give me a second. Yeah, when I like first started mini painting, which was like, I played D&D and I got sick of buying the pre-painted minis. And I was like, oh, I could do these better. And I generally did at the start, but I bought like Reaper paints because they're like half a penny a bottle. So that's what I used. And Reaper paints, just over time, I've tried other paints and they're just not as good. Citadel's fine. I like Citadel. But I'm really liking P3 paints, and I'm always open to trying new stuff. But mostly I have P3 and Citadel and a little bit of Vallejo and some Reaper. But generally I just try to get what's around me. If I can actually find something in a store, which I don't know the last time I've gone to an actual like brick and mortar store to buy paint. That seems honestly kind of annoying. I'm using a way too small brush for this. Yeah, we're gonna switch that up. Yeah, I guess the other thing is dropper bottles. You make a good point, James. But yeah, the dropper bottle's nice, and Reaper is, like I said, half a cent a bottle, so it's nice. But it's too liquidy right when it pops out. I'd like it to be a little bit more thick. Hey yo. Anyways. All right, so I got a bigger brush. This should go a little bit faster. So we'll do the awesome squid-looking kraken thing. Paint this bad boy up gold. Because why wouldn't you want a gold kraken on top of your Bannerlord bearer, dude? So we'll finish up the gold on this guy, and then we will... and then we'll base that other dude, and then we'll have 2 models completely done. And I can add it to my list of models I actually... So I did like a video series last year in 2019 when, life was a little bit easier and simpler. What you using those black art Corsairs for? As of now, I will be using them obviously... Well, not obviously. I don't want to sound like an ass. I will be using them for a Cities of Sigmar army that I've been working on. I've made a completely crappy 1,500 point list, and I'm probably about... Oh, geez. I don't know how many points I'm into it already. Maybe like 400. I have a... Hold on. Oh, boy. I have a lovely black dragon. Oh no, everything's falling apart. That I need to get painted up. I'm pretty actually excited for this one. It's actually, I don't know if you can tell. It does have a purple hue right now, because I did started doing some airbrushing on it. But honestly, I think it's too dark, even though it's called a black dragon, and I want to brighten everything up, and I just haven't got around to it. So, that's the thing. But I did paint the chair that's supposed to sit on his back. Let me see if I got that. There we go. There's a little chair. It goes boop right there. And then a Dreadlord sits there and then goes around and kicks ass. So that's how that's supposed to go. And these guys are just back up on the chaff lines, but let me back all this crap up. I have the standard set of Army Painter and some inks, but that's it. Army Painter, I probably if I was starting painting again, like if I knew nothing about, now I'm gonna sound like an ass again. If I knew nothing like about painting, and I saw that like $60 Army Painter set with like 70 whatever paints, yeah, I would have bought that in a heartbeat. And honestly, I haven't heard too many bad things about Army Painter. I feel like with Army Painter, the washes I wouldn't like in a dropper bottle. I know that seems weird, but I feel like maybe it's just because I'm so used to the actual like pot for your washes nowadays. But Army Painter I feel like would be fine. I have a couple Army Painter paints. Nothing, I don't have a lot, but just a couple guys. We just gotta get this here. I don't remember what I was talking about earlier, because I'm in the middle of painting and I can't think. What are your favorite rule set to play with mini solo? James, do you mean like a specific game, or... Because obviously, as of now, it's Warcry, because, well, I've been playing that the most. Not gonna lie, I haven't played too many other games solo, mainly because time's always an issue. Okay, that looks pretty good. Am I missing anything on this guy? I'm gonna get this little bit here. Come on, brush. I know you're a little too big for this job, but work with me. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, let's base the second guy and call him a day. So let's go back. Okay. For the moment of truth, let's pick out a base. We're going to go that one, that one. Oh, that one's cool. Or that one. Okay, these are really hard to see. Let's do this. Which one are we choosing, folks? There we go. Left, middle, or right? I guess my response time might be a little slow. So somebody give me a suggestion while I snap this guy off. Let's hope his little feet don't snap right off, because that would suck. We're safe. Alright, good. We're good. Left. EJ says left. EJ, you beautiful, beautiful boy. I'm actually liking left too. Yeah, we can kind of set him up right there and show off a little bit of... Oh, and then James... Oh, fuck you guys. Oh, I think you guys did that on purpose. Left, middle, and right. Roll a D3. I don't have a D3, but I can probably like find a... Will your phone do it? Roll a D3. Oh, they don't even know. It doesn't know what that means. Let's try this. Pick a number between 1 and 3. Pick a number between 1 and 3. Oh, fuck you, Siri. You stupid whore. Oh, I shouldn't say that because the computers are going to rise and take us up. Alright, since all you picked something different, we will flip them upside down and we'll mix them up. And this will be me rolling a D3. Alright, we're going to go with this one. Oh, cool. The massive Cthulhu-looking plate to stand on. That one's pretty badass. That's what it looks like. Trying out some new color scheme for my ghosts. I assume you mean Night Haunts. Some blue and purple. Share them in the server. Oh, I will take a peek. For those of you, do have a Discord server. If you look in the description of the video, you can see it. And there's not tons of people on it by any means. Where did I get those bases? I made those bases. If you'd like to learn how to make them, I will figure out how to link something real quick. And, hold on. How the hell? Okay, let me go to my videos. This might take a second. I hope everything's working right now as I'm just scrolling through this. Here we go. So, definitely not one of my more popular videos because it was pretty specific, which is fine. And that video right there. How to make ruined bases. Super, super exciting. Okay, ghosts. Looking at these. Ooh, they are pretty. I like these. I like these ghosts a lot. I will put a happy face or a nerd face. We're going to do the nerd face under the bottom. Mr. El Chapo. Yeah, I like, I think the GW original paint scheme for the ghosts are very cool, but I always like seeing different colors for the Night Haunt. I don't know why. I think it's significantly better. Also, at the end of the day, I am a huge fan of not painting the original paint scheme because I feel like they've only gotten it right. This is just my personal crappy opinion. I feel like they've only gotten it right on maybe like a handful of models. I would actually argue that these guys are some of them. Let's put him right there. All right, so let's get out the glue. This glue's a little old, so hopefully it works fine. It worked earlier. Oh, this is fine. This is perfecto. Green stuff roller is fantastic. I would suggest anyone who's interested in getting a green stuff roller to snag one up. Oh man, this is difficult. He's got such tiny little feet, such little glue. Hold on, guys. I gotta really like zoom in on this crap for myself. All right, so we got. Oh, god damn it! Let's try it again. Oh, this is so difficult. Oops. Let's minimize all this. All right, let's try it again. We're gonna put more glue on his feet. I probably should pin these guys, but to be honest, that just sounds like so much goddamn work right now. And that doesn't seem that exciting to do on stream anyways. The base scheme for a few of their factions really did them injustice. The Stormcath and Lumineth look so much better in alternate scheme. And yeah, I agree. Lumineth, I get that they're supposed to be like all white and mighty, but like I feel like they'd be so cool, like black and red or something like that. Have you done any Warcry campaigns? If so, which is most memorable? Honestly, funny enough, as a creator that oddly enough does mostly Warcry content, I have not done any of the significant campaigns because for video purposes, it is significantly easier to not do a campaign. And what I mean by that is viewership goes significantly down when you do some sort of campaign type video, because folks will take a peek at the first one. All right, that's significantly better. Folks will take a peek at the first video, but they will not stick around for anything else. So generally, son of a bitch. Ugh, damn it. What was I gonna say? So to be honest, I actually don't make campaign videos, and I generally do like their equivalent of match play. So sorry that question was, or that response to your question was probably not even close to what you were looking for, but sadly, don't feel like lying to you. I think GOG has one of the only cool original schemes. Lumineth is also cool, but those pesky grots and red squigs are amazing. Yeah, I would agree. Gloomspike Gits is right on. The dark theme and the red Gits is fantastic. And also, like, with Gits to begin with, you can, or grots and Gits, to be honest, you can mix and match and do all these crazy color schemes. I'm always too scared to try different color schemes. You just, at the end of the day, you just try to pick colors that are complementary of each other. You know, like your purples and yellows, greens and reds, and then blues and oranges. And I think I'm missing one. Maybe. I can't remember. Or just have like a chart in front of you with color theory. and yet generally should work out. Um, Also, a lot of my stuff I do slightly off the color scheme, or some of the stuff I do slightly off the color scheme, and generally if you're slightly off a color here or there, isn't going to mix it up. It can be fun to try different schemes. You just take one from something completely different. My Stormcast scheme's kind of still the scheme of my high school sports teams. Yeah, and like stuff like Stormcast, I feel like you can do any color scheme and it'll look significantly better than the original like gold and blue. Black, red, and gold is the color scheme for almost any army. If you want, yeah, exactly. If you want to have them look mean, red and black and gold and all that junk in silver, everything. Yeah, try it on Stormcast. Looks amazing. I'll sometimes look at characters from video games or anime and try to recreate their colors. That's also a good idea because generally, if it's something eye-catching that you see in film or video or whatever, it is going to be eye-catching if you do some similar scheme on a mini. Album covers are great ideas for developing color schemes. Yeah, also if you get into your awesome heavy metal, like crazy art with like death and decapitation, yeah, that's there's nothing wrong with that. I would completely agree. All right, so is this guy hopefully? Oh boy, this is not working. Who chose this base? It was definitely one of you guys. Maybe. Alright, it probably was not. But this guy, unfortunately, I may have to pin off screen. Or off stream. Which is going to be annoying as hell. I'm just going to throw so much glue under there that he has nowhere to go. I do have that, like, spray that immediately seals or hardens super glue. But also I don't know what that's going to do to the minis. Have you guys seen the pink and blue Stormcasts? Not necessarily. I mean, to be honest, if you're a good painter, there's just about no color that you can't do wrong with. Except maybe yellow. Because yellow sucks. But there's ways to get around that. I've actually, a lot of my Plague Monks for Skaven, I've been doing yellow. Brent from Goobertown, he's got an amazing yellow scheme. I actually completely copied that, and it's worked out fantastic. I don't actually have too many more of those guys to go. I was actually debating about painting those guys on stream, but these guys I wanted to get done a little bit more. And I feel like I'm getting nowhere. But, alright. So, let's continue on this guy. Let's do something interesting and eye-catching for you guys. So, let's just do the banner. Any thoughts on the Catacombs out? Not that they're out for well, so I actually came up with a thought today that I might do a video about just about Catacombs in a whole. So EJ, I'm gonna have to do that after I create some sort of battle report, which I'm hoping. So I'm getting the box on Saturday, like you normal people, like all of us normal people. So I'm gonna head to my GW store when it opens at noon, go in and get it, drive home. Take some video shots of like sprues in the box and books and all that junk for like B-roll for videos. Then I will literally tear into it and paint the absolute minimum I need to paint to start making a battle report. I'll do the battle report. Hopefully over the weekend and a few days during the week I can get that done and put it up maybe like mid next week. And I can have my own personal battle report because, you know, everyone and their YouTube mother is going to try to do the exact same. Doing on the banner, I will show you. So it's going to doing my purple. So pretty much, it might be difficult to see. Pretty much the purple theme, I have it for their banners. So it might take me a minute to get it done, but I figured I'd stream till like 8 or 8:30. But anyways, to keep going about that, EJ, hopefully I'll have a battle report up by mid next week, and then hopefully relatively maybe a day or two after that I will create some sort of what my opinions on Catacombs will be, because I at least want to try a game out before I really, you know, I don't want to, I want to at least give it a fair shake. It seems like it's going to be interesting, so that's my base right now. But in terms of prices and stuff, yeah, it sucks. At the end of the day, GW's a company, and they got to make money. And they have to do some sort of inflation, and they also have to do... Here, I'm playing devil's advocate. They also have to make bottom line, especially for what's happening with COVID. essentially they were shut down for multiple weeks, as far as I remember. I can't recall if that's correct or not. But with that being said, a box that contains less stuff than the original starter set and is $40 more expensive, yeah, it's a low blow. I mean, that's the other thing with the Gargants, too. We can go talk about that again and say how ridiculous price that you can buy a Gargant for 190 while Techless is 20 bucks cheaper. And you might have to buy more than one Gargant, so is what it is. MTG Salty, hey Eric. Keep doing the good work. Keep up doing the good work, if I could read. I'll try my best. But to continue about that, EJ, I'll give it a fair shake, see what it's like. I'm sure I'll make a few battle reports with it, at least minimum. I won't be doing the starter set warbands right away, because I don't think I can paint 18 models and all that terrain in like a day. I definitely don't think I could do that. It's just little old me. But anyways, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to it, of course. Actually, that's probably why I'm painting all this stuff, because I got to keep my painting brain ready for it, my quick painting brain, so when I get it I can just knock it out. I'm assuming those, like, I assume all the terrain's going to go together super easy and super quick. And I'll try to do, like, honestly, I might try to do like a spray paint theme for most of it, and then go in with the details with a brush. So we'll see how that goes. I can't guarantee that that's going to look good, but I at least want it to look good enough so I feel comfortable putting it on camera and on the table. Because that's essentially what my minimum is. I want things to look good enough, in my opinion, that I feel comfortable putting them on camera. So, yeah, dungeon setting and Warcry. Yeah, so back in the day, MTG Salty can attest to this. Played a little game called Mage Knights. I think it probably came out maybe like early to mid 2000s and quickly collapsed maybe 3 or 4 years later. And they had a basic kind of like skirmish setting, similar to Warcry, on like a 3-foot by 3-foot board. It's is equivalent to Hero Clicks, if you guys know what that is. It's like the fantasy version of that. And they also had, funny enough, had an expansion similar to Warcry where you could go into a dungeon and there was tiles and special treasures and things of that nature. So that was pretty neat. But alas, that game doesn't exist. And funny enough, I actually have a battle report of it if you really want to check out the game on the channel. It's somewhere on there. You can find it. It's not hiding. Or at least it shouldn't be hiding. I don't know. I don't know what YouTube does with all my videos. Oh man, no. Shit. Way too much water. I just drowned this thing out. Poor guy. There we go. What about doing a Stone Rooms theme? You can do a tutorial for it and just some detail like red corn symbol. Yeah, oh yeah. I was actually thinking of I'd do the normal stone theme, like the grays. As lame as that is, one, it'll get done super quick. And two, it always looks nice. And I think it also makes sense. Like, I could do something weird and do like some weird blue thing or something like that. But I don't know if I just have the interest of doing something like that. So we're just going to kind of do a typical boring paint scheme, which is fine. It's fine with me. And as long as viewers don't give two shits, then it's going to be fine. And I'm sure nobody will care. Honestly, I think most folks will just be happy that, hey, it's a Warcry battle report that we can peek at and watch it for 15 minutes and call it a day. And then yell at me when I don't get another one out in like 3 days. But, you know, it's life. I'm just kidding. You guys don't yell. Actually, you guys are very nice. Surprisingly. Most little communities are fantastic. It's once it starts getting bigger, it starts getting a little bit more toxic. But honestly, I've had very few folks that have been rude or disappointed and things like that. So I am very happy that is the case. It's usually not. So Works out for me. This guy's going along. Alright, my guy that I glued down on the base is still having a rough time. I think I'm just going to let this glue set for a long while. But compared to the main guy, we're getting there. There's a lot of black still that we got to go over. Don't worry, my spirit hosts are painted in 30 minutes. Oh yeah. And honestly, you can paint spirit hosts in 30 minutes and they look great. It's these little tiny models that take a minute. Pete, catch you later. You have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. But you have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Alright, so we're going to paint all these dark elves, these beautiful purple boots, because, you know, I feel like a dark elf would be running around in, like, purple thigh-high boots, because, you know, that's what they're into, I guess. Alright, other than catacombs, or maybe if you folks still want to talk about catacombs, what else is everyone have? Did everyone have a fun week? Did you do anything interesting? Did you go outside? Because, you know, that's a thing that we don't like to do in our hobby. Have you ever painted outside? That sounds like something someone who wants to have a terrible time would do. This is difficult. So we'll go ahead and start on the other leg. Also, how do you guys paint? Because lately, I used to batch paint a lot. Like, just do like 10 guys at the same time. And the more and more I paint, the more and more I hate that. So I'll still leave, like, you know, 5 or so guys out. But I'll really only paint, like, 1 or 2 fully and kind of, like, pick away at the rest of the guys until I hit the end. I painted my Cypher Lords recently. Very nice. Cypher Lords is one of the few original warbands that I actually don't own. And honestly, at this point, I've been this is probably honestly why you haven't seen him in a battle report in a while. I'm so off the original Chaos warbands because they're just not as good, and it's really unfortunate. I finished my Iron Golems, I started the Night Haunt. Nice. Street is overrated. I assume you mean outside, and that is true. Ended up impulse buying, start collecting Flesh Eater Quartz, and I'll probably get to the Warcry box too. The Warcry box, I think, comes with everything but the Zombie Dragon, I would assume, for $60. I think that's a very good deal. I think the starter set for Age of Sigmar, I think, is the better deal. I don't know how much that box is, probably 90 or 95 US dollars for, I don't know where all of you are. I assume most of you are in the US for the time I'm actually doing this. But yeah, that's a good box. Speaking of, well, it's not impulse buys. So I'm a person who loves to get like every single army that I find cool. And I've been sitting on looking at a specific army for a while now. And I finally pulled the trigger, and I'm waiting in the mail for about 1,000 points of it to come in. I have like a general paint scheme in mind, but funny enough, it is Caradhran Overlords, and I'm super pumped to paint up some Sky Dwarfs and get going on those guys. I think the start collecting is a better deal, but I also want the cards, which are out of print on their own. Yeah, that's true. Luckily, so there's this one place when I go out of town, I call them nerd stores that I go to, and they have some Warcry stuff. I've actually been tempted to. They have about 6 of the original Gloomspite Gitz cards, which I guess you could get those out of the one box, and a few other warbands that are really hard to find. And I've been tempted to buy them up and then sell them on eBay, but I'm too lazy to do something like that, to be honest. But I have mentioned it to the shop too that like those are super hard to find, and they haven't pulled the trigger or done any of that either. So they're a good shop. They generally have a lot of cool stuff that I like, and they're just good folks. There's also thinking of getting the KO Warband too. That box is a really good deal. It's essentially 2 $50 boxes for $65. I'm pretty sure it's close to that. Not 100%, but pretty close. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't surprise me, and this goes back on the money thing for Catacombs as well, too. That, so the new ones were the Iron Jaws, Flesh Eater Courts, KO, and one that I can't think of right now. But those guys are all 60 to 65 bucks when the original ones were 50. Look, is 15 or 10 or 15 bucks really going to stop you from getting a warband that you really want with the cards and all that other junk? Probably not, but it's just kind of annoying. Steampunk Dwarves go burr. Skaven, thank you, EJ. I was actually thinking about that box too because I don't have any clan rats. Not that I need any clan rats for a Clan Pestilence army, because I love my Clan Pestilence. Oh, actually, this is a good question for you folks in chat. What was the first GW army that you bought, or warband that you bought for Warcry? The one that pulled you in to decide, you know what, I'm going to drop this 90 bucks, or whatever price it was at the time you bought it, whether it was 2 years ago or 50 years ago. Well, probably not 50, but you know what I mean. And be like, you know what, I'm going to start playing this game now. Mine, oddly enough, at the store I was looking at all the boxes, I think it was between like Flesh Eater Courts, the original Clan Pestilence box, the Zinch box, and the Corn box. And I literally stood in that store for like an hour and a half just staring and looking at these boxes, and I didn't know anything about the armies. I just went strictly on looks. I didn't know how they played. I didn't know anything. And chose Skaven. So do I regret that decision? Of course not, because Clan Pestilence is great. But should a person who had no idea how the game was played and how many models you need to do and how much money you needed to spend go for a horde army of Skaven? Yeah, that was a terrible idea. But at this point, I probably have... I don't have them all painted, but I have about 80 to 90 Plague Monks done out of 100. I have a Plague Furnace, a Plague Claw, and I actually have a... whatchamacallit. Why can't I think of the Verminlord Corruptor? He's sitting in the box right now. And I'm looking forward to getting him done at some point too. Because that model is absolutely fantastic. Iron Golems, they look so cool with all the hammers and bolas. Yeah, Iron Golems are... funny enough, out of that starter set, I only painted the Iron Golems. I still have my Untamed Beasts primed and ready to go, but I just haven't had the interest to paint those guys. And funny enough, I thought those guys would be cooler to me. But as I got the box, the Iron Golems were just... I don't know. I think it was that little dwarf. That little Chaos Dwarf that sold it. Oh, man. I hope the music's still playing for you guys. If there is even music at this point. Audio track is unavailable. Of course, probably no music's been playing this time. There we go. Now we have some music playing. I hope you guys don't care. If you do care, please let me know. Or if it's bothering, or if it's too loud, or anything of the nature, I will shut it off. No warbands, just got the cards for the OS factions models I already had. Yeah, EJ, that's probably honestly the best way to do it. Iron Golems have better aesthetic than Beasts. Yeah, I agree. Iron Golems were more interesting. I feel like GW's done the Beast thing about 40 times at this point. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm a Beast of Chaos player, so I can't complain. Excuse me, I'm burping like crazy. But, yeah, I think I painted too many half-naked goats, and then I saw the half-naked people, and I'm like, maybe I'll save it for another time. Alright, so we're gonna start working on this dude's hairdo. Oh, jeez, I almost put the paint in the wrong, or put the brush in the wrong cup again. Ogre Breacher is simply a brand... is simply a band seller. Yeah. That's true. Alright, let's give this guy some... Let's work on his goddamn top knot, because everyone loves a top knot when I have to get super close on this. Hopefully my fat head. Oh, can my fat? There's my fat head. Hopefully my fat head doesn't pop in the frame. I do love the Unleash the Beast ability for the Untamed Beast, though. That is true. They have some pretty neat abilities. Honestly, every warband I feel like has some neat abilities. The problem is some of them. There's a few warbands that some of their abilities are a little much, in my opinion. But like, what is it? The Gloomspite double? That's amazing. I can't think. There's a couple. There's one Gloomspite ability that's just off the hook, which makes them a favorite of a lot of folks. And don't get me wrong, I mean, little goblins and it gives you a chance to like paint a squig up too, which is amazing because who doesn't like squigs? Well, there's probably a few of you, but I think squigs are great. Oh, this damn top knot! I'm getting blue everywhere where I don't want it. There we go. I already finished the dragon cloak on the back. I don't want to ruin it right now. There we go. Oh yeah, the quads. The Gloomspite gets quad is insane. I don't have the card in front of me. I guess do. I have the books? No, I don't. I have the books behind me on the bookcase back that way. But I'm not turning around to get it. The extra attack plus damage equal to... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's insane. I mean, out of all the games I've played, I don't get a quad that often. But when you do, and it's like a quad 4 to 6, it's, yeah, it's just redonkulous. Actually, to be honest, I don't even know if, like, any of my local game stores are even doing games right now. Which is interesting. I haven't even gone to any of the game stores since the pandemic, now that I think about it. Just been hiding and going to work and trying to make a video when I can. I've been playing D&D, which I've been having a lot of fun with that. I know it's not for everyone, but I have tons of Warcry videos. You guys can watch those. And I'm getting back into Warcry too, so getting back into painting and doing all that fun junk. Because I'm sure, like you guys bounce in and out of your hobbies all the time, or at least I do. I don't know if there's one hobby or thing I like to do that is just, no matter what, I could just sit down and do it, or go outside and do it, or something like that. Kill the 4 Stormcast with the Hopper Boss. Nice. Big Green, I love squigs. Gloomspite were my first warband because I had extras from the Loon Curse box. Yes, that box, if I do have some Sylvaneth models, but if I legit played Sylvaneth, I would have bought that box in a heartbeat. Back in the day. Back in the day when boxes were reasonably priced. Even then, they're probably still a little expensive, but it is what it is. There's a lot of people who complain about the price, and I guess I will be first to say that I generally am also one of those people. I generally don't outright put it in like forums or like on Reddit or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm still going out and buying the shit, so, you know. Woe was me. You can't complain when you're already going out and buying it. I think I got all of this. Yeah, I think we got all that. I need more blue. By the way, P3's Coal Black. Let me see if that can even be shown. Coal Black is probably one of my favorite paints. This thing, it's a gorgeous. I don't know, it's hard to tell. It's like a gray, like a more blue, but like a grayish blue. It's absolutely fantastic. I love this paint. Get 40 of them. Well, don't do that because you'll never run through 40 of them. Maybe get like 1 or 2. But yeah, love me some Coal Black. Oh, why don't you pop something on Discord? I'll take a peek. Your photos. Oh, nope, never mind. I don't know about you guys, but I'm on about 60 different Discords, and it gets a little much at times. But at the same time, I really do like Discord. It's super easy. If any of you folks want to chat with me at any time, Discord's the place to go. Alright, let's check on this guy with the glue. He's still pretty damn wobbly. I don't like that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Probably not too much, to be honest. Guess I just gotta pick him up by his base, which generally you should. But get my grubby Cheeto paws all on him. This guy's coming together. It's actually getting relatively close. I gotta put another coat on that banner. I see a lot of streaks on it right now. Do that in a minute. We'll finish off the hair. Get some other more color into it. Do some little bit of edge highlighting, which probably is the banner's blocking all of it from you guys. There we go, getting a little bit of it in there. Yeah. There we go, we're getting it. Sorry I'm being a little quiet. Generally when I get quiet I'm concentrating and trying not to fuck up. Which is this all the time on this stupid ass top knot. I guess I could switch out their heads. But I don't think these Corsairs, I don't know if they had a lot of head options, because I prefer a helmet on most of my guys, because, you know, they're like warriors and they gotta go out and fight. But, time to go. Oh man, that is early. We'll catch you later. 12:30 in the morning. You have a wonderful sleep and have a good rest of the day. I will probably not be here when you get back. But thanks for hopping on. It's always nice to do a little hobbying with you guys. Let's flip this guy around like crazy and go for this. Let's go there. There we go. The hair's pretty much done. It's getting there. Let's compare it to the other hair. This looks like hot garbage. Do you play under other GW skirmish games? Unfortunately, I don't, because Warcry has been such a big focus of mine on the channel. Inadvertently, it just kind of happened to be that way. I'm not complaining by any means. I would love to try to do Underworlds or Kill Team. Unfortunately, when you're painting and building everything by yourself, and then you got to jump into another game and spend another $400+ to get it taken care of. Unfortunately, that's probably not something in the cards, at least for now. Maybe in the future. The other thing too is the problem with skirmish games is, at least what I've noticed as of late, is their popularity is going down. And at the end of the day, I'd love to do a couple things that are a little bit more popular, like AOS. So we'll see what I decide to do in, the next coming months. That's probably a reason why I'm painting some of this, is just so I can get some AOS armies out there. And, I like to collect all the weird ones that nobody else collects. Well, I guess KO. A few folks have KO, but, And I guess Iron Jaws. Yeah, because I have roughly... I'm in the process of working on, 5 to 6 armies. Some of them are significantly more complete than others. Like, Skaven's pretty good. Honestly, I probably have maybe 20 or so models left to paint on that for a 1,500 point list. Cities, I'm pretty far away from 1,500. Obviously, KO, I'm super far from, because I haven't even gotten a model yet for him. Beast of Chaos, I have 1,500 points, but it's a pretty bad 1,500 points. But also, Beast of Chaos, unfortunately, they're not in the best spot. Why can't I think? Iron Jaws, if I got their start collecting box and painted that up, I would be at 1,500 points. So yeah, I got some stuff to work on over the next many months, and I'm happy with that. It gives me something to do, you know, when you got a bored day and you just want to paint and relax. Just kind of like today, you just pick up some guys that you've been meaning to get done, and then get to work on them, and hopefully get a lot done. Add some highlights onto this guy. Start blending this in. Let's go back to the original color. I am absolutely terrible at wet blending. I try it all the time, and I never do a good job. But is what it is. These are just little chaff models. They don't need to be perfect by any means. They're just here to get painted. Oh, I forgot to paint that purple. Let's get back to that. This damn banner's in the way. I don't know about you guys, but so every time you get a unit for like AOS or something like that, you got your you got your leader, and then you got a guy with a horn or something, and a guy with a banner. These two guys right here, the horn and the banner, are my least favorite models to paint all the time. I hate it. I know you can do a lot with a banner, but I just hate doing it. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's extra work. Like, you expect to be done with a model at a certain time, but you know there's significantly more steps that you have to do when it comes to like a banner and shit like that. Alright, so this guy is gonna be... Okay, this should be the final coat for the banner. Which actually, if I keep this wet, let's start working in other colors, right? Let's start being a professional painter. Oh boy, that's barely showing up. I should have been more prepared for this. I love flag bearer models. Oh no. The undefined decimal. You and I are on the opposite end of the spectrum, bud. And that is completely fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. This banner is massive. And a massive banner is significantly easier to work on than a little tiny one. Well, I guess it depends what you're looking at. If you want to start blending a little bit more, it might be a little bit more different. When I get these big highlights in, which I'm trying the best, but all this paint's drying super fast. Yeah, this paint's drying way too fast. I don't know how much of this I'm actually gonna get in and have it look nice. We'll see. We'll add some of the original color in. Get that in the recesses. Look at this. Painting tips. We're going crazy here. Try to pull in that original color. Yeah, I don't know. It's also hard to tell because usually I'm a lot closer to the model and, you know, not streaming. I hate them. My freehand is garbage and they always look bad. Ogres can be the worst since half of them hold a banner or have that belching one. Yeah, unfortunately, ogres are awesome, at least in my opinion. And I don't think I do a great job with them. But yeah, and my freehand, similar to you, EJ, is what you would consider terrible. You know, you always try to like draw something neat and like see what you can do, but it never goes the way you want it to go. And that is just too bad. Oh, and I forgot. That's just one side of the banner. Haven't even looked at the other yet. Oh boy. Give a color scheme idea for my overlords. So I watched what did I watch? I forgot. John Ninos, he painted his Bone Reapers, OCR Bone Reapers, his Bone Daddies, in like a weekend or whatever. I watched that video, and he did some techniques that I was like, man, I really want to try that out. So I was thinking of doing like a swampy, dingy, beaten down KO paint scheme with like greens and browns and a bunch of brown washes. So we'll test it out on all the Arcanauts first and kind of see how I like it. I better like it. And then I'll probably do something similar like with these guys where I made all the bases separate. And I'll try to do some fun type of like swamp base. I actually have some... I got some Vallejo water texture acrylics. So I haven't opened this yet and I haven't tried it. I have no idea how it's going to work. There is very little instructions or technique videos out on the YouTube world. So we're just going to try it ourselves and see what the hell we can do. I am a little nervous, not going to lie, to see how all that turns out. I'm looking forward to it, but also at the same time a little nervous. I think I said that about 6 times already. But it is what it is. Alright, so now we're going to work on this other side of the banner. Get this going. Get this brush out of my mouth. Here we go. All right. But yeah, to go on about KO scheme, I have some just basic ideas written down, but I don't have like any for sure stuff written down yet. I use the water texture. It's pretty easy and fun to use. I think, EJ, do you just put it in simple layers? So you just do like a couple drops, let it dry, couple drops, let it dry. I guess a question for you, EJ, what's the dry time on that stuff for you? Or do you just kind of like leave it out for 24 hours and call it a day? Because that might be something I'm going to have to be doing. Alright, let's hope that this doesn't dry for a while. I should do use some type of medium to keep this from drying super immediately, but unfortunately I don't have anything like that. There we go, the blend's coming in slightly. It's not good, but it's coming in. Oh man, this is really bad. This is so bad. Here, let's clean off the brush. You can actually be pretty aggressive with the application since it dries clear. I just let it set out overnight. Perfect. That sounds absolutely what I thought it was going to do, so that makes me happy. Thank you, EJ. You are a blessing. You're a blessing for little old me. And I've actually been debating if those swamp bases turn out fantastic. I will probably do a video on how I do them. 5 people will watch it, but that's okay. Those 5 people will love it. And also, I tried to look up a lot of like swamp-based tutorials on the tube as well, and surprisingly, there wasn't a lot. So either it's not a popular thing to do at all, or I'm gonna find the gem of the YouTube algorithm to put out a swamp-based miniature video, because that's what everyone and their mom's looking for. They want to know how to make their swamp bases. So we'll see how it turns out. I mean, if it turns out hot garbage, I ain't putting out a video, but it is what it is. Because I haven't done something like that in a while. Actually, I haven't done like a painting tutorial in a while either, because honestly, I don't know if you guys ever filmed yourself painting before. And not like this, not with like a couple webcams and calling it a day. It's a pain in the ass. It is terrible. It takes forever. And you have to paint like way back here and hold the model out here and just hope you're getting it right. And it's such a pain in the ass. So generally I'll like paint with a shot for like 2 minutes, shut everything down, and then continue painting, and then be like, oh, moving on to this next step. I just finished a project using that water texture. I like it more than clear cast resin because it dries faster, but it does slightly shrink. Okay, so it shrinks a little bit, but on a base, like, the bases aren't going to be big. They're going to be like 32 mil or something like that, so it really shouldn't be too bad. Well, I guess some of the big, like the gun hauler, it'll be a little bit big. I saw one with the troll in the swamp diorama. They used clear water resin, or clear resin for the water. Okay. Well, for now, I have this, so I'm going to try it, and we'll see how it works. I think this, honestly, this is a lot too. And the thing I like about this the most is I've used, I don't know if you guys are familiar with, it's like you put it in like plants. Like if you got fake plants at home and then you want to like mix fake water so the plants stay still in there, it's like a two-part mixture. I've used that stuff before on like terrain pieces, and it works out fine. It's just not fantastic. Since it's transparent, you can add another layer of texture if you do think it's enough. Yeah. Also, I've heard or I've seen stuff where if you add like a little wash to it or something like that, just like a drop, it'll turn it a little murky and it'll look good. Because I've screwed up a few times where you get some sort of water mixture and you add like 4 drops of paint, and you're like, oh, that's way too much. Now I just have brown paint. What's this guy coming? All right, so the super glue's still drying on this guy. I put a big glob under his foot, right. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right about there. So we'll see if that holds. If not, we'll see. I'm waiting for this banner to dry, which actually I think it's dry already. It's super, super glossy. Why is that so glossy? I think it's just shiny from the light. But yeah, anyways, let's, so where's my black wash? There it is. Shake it up. What time we got? We got 7:46. I'll probably hop off at 8, so probably got 13 minutes or so. I gotta get up pretty early for work tomorrow, so, you know, that's a thing. So I'll try to thin this down a little bit. So we'll throw it here on the wet palette. And just add a drop of water. Okay. Let's sneak in here. All these recesses. I'm getting quiet again because I'm concentrating. I'll try to thin. Hopefully that dries and looks nice. We'll see. Because if not, then I gotta redo it all, and that doesn't sound fun either. I might just call it good and not redo any of it. Because that sounds like a pain in the ass. There we go. Yeah, because this banner's absolutely huge. There are some of those like stickers that came with these guys, but unfortunately I used all the big ones already on other things. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to just like keep it purple because that seems super lame. Yeah. Oh man, I gooped it on a little heavy. Let's try to pick some of this up before it solidifies too much. And then you know what? We'll actually try to clean up around the edges too. Blend that down. All right, so we're getting some color transition here. That actually doesn't look too bad. I'm actually pretty happy with it. Freehand time? No. That I don't know. I don't know if I will ever do a freehand time. I feel like I did freehand on something relatively recently. Oh yeah, I painted like a little battle mage for my Cities of Sigmar army, and he's holding the book. He's just got the book. I did like some really crappy writing in the book, you know, just like the squiggly lines. And that turned out fine, but also that was on a tiny miniature. This is a massive banner that I'm no professional painter, and that ain't about to happen. Guys, if for some reason I'm freehanding a banner to like professional quality, this YouTube channel is completely changing because I will be that good. And there ain't gonna be no more battle reports. Because I will become a professional painter, and that's all I will do for the rest of my life. Alright. Looking... Oh, geez. I'm gonna brighten this side up a little bit more. side's pretty drab. Especially these high areas here where the banner kind of swoops down. See, this is why I don't like doing banners, because I feel like at the end of the day, they all just... I just feel like I don't do a great job on them. And please, in the comments, don't be like, it looks great, dude. No, it doesn't look great. It could be significantly better. So... Oh yeah, I forgot about the Bone Splitter's Warpaint. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. But also, like... It's like a... It's an orc trying to put a tattoo on another orc. They don't have to be perfect. You know? Like, it all can be pretty crappy. Alright, well that's... Stuff's still drying a little bit, but that's pretty blended for now. So I think we'll call that. Oops, I bumped the mic. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. So hopefully that is good enough for now. We'll let that dry up, and we'll work on something else in the meantime. Let's work on... Oh, actually, I never finished the purple for all the arms and legs here, so we'll get that going. So we'll do all the little highlights. This should be super quick because there's not a lot. There we go. It's getting there. We got these boots. Get all the high parts. Get all this. Get that over there. And the nice part about the feet and the boots and all that stuff is, you know, whoever's going to be looking at this model, which most likely is just me, and like maybe eventually when I do videos with these guys in them, nobody really looks at the feet, and they have to look at the face, which I didn't do a good job enough. Didn't do much of a good job, and just put black dots for their eyes because they have little tiny eyes, and it goes, for me it goes freehand I hate the most, and then second most is eyeballs, because eyes suck. I don't know how people get the white, then the iris, and then some other color. And then the black dot and the eye glint. I don't know how folks do that. It just seems absolutely impossible to me. And I'm dumbfounded when I see it done perfectly. And it's like, okay, you're ridiculous. Why do I even paint anymore? Other than for relaxation and enjoyment. Okay, that looks good. Let's do the lightest purple highlight to really make it stand out. Why is everything drying on my wet palette? It's called a wet palette. Ah, boy. Alright, so there we go. There. Let's get a little there. Edge highlight all this stuff. All this stuff. Let's get that part. Did I already get that part? Yeah. There we go. And then around the boots for sure. Almost there. Then we'll probably get back to the banner because the banner is just about dry. It's not completely dry yet, but it's almost there. There's a couple, whatchamacallit spots. But yeah, it's not... Here, let's try to... Can I actually turn this down a little bit and see if you guys can get a decent view? It's not super vibrant, but it's there. It's enough, you know. It's good enough. All right, so let's do the real test. I'm gonna need some more of this Demonette hide. We'll just try to do some sort of very, very thin lines going up. I don't like that one. Damn it. Did it dry already? God damn you, acrylic paints. Ah, you dry so fast. Just paint over it. There we go. All fixed. All right, well, I'll work on that in a minute. That seems difficult to do on stream, so I'll probably do it off. Anyways, got 5 more minutes. Anything else anyone wants to chat about in the meantime? I'm all ears, I guess. Just working on these badass dudes. So, luckily I completed one of them on stream, so that was good. I mean, he was 95% of the way there, but he's done. And actually, the banner and all this junk, this guy probably won't take me too much longer. Maybe like 25 more minutes. Then I can go on to these two guys that got their capes done, but nothing else other than that. Oh, and I guess their face. Because the face is the very first thing I generally do. Especially on these guys, they're so hard to get in all the little crevices with their damn face. Let's get some more Demonette hide. In the meantime, shake this up. Add it to the palette. Put a little agua in it. There we go. Agua. Alright, let's continue this. Now it's way too much paint. Damn it. There we go. Alright. Wet blending time. Let's see how this goes. It's going. I'll tell you that much right now. I don't know if that's good or not. Oh boy. Why do I even try this shit? Sorry, I'm not chatting. I'm concentrating so much. Banner dude looking good. Thank you, the undefined decimal. It's getting there. It's not... It's gonna take a minute. The banners... You gotta get so much... I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. You just gotta get it to look relatively close. You gotta get those high edges to pop. And everything else just to kind of settle back. 'Cause you don't want the... At least I want the focus on whatever I decide to put on this banner, which will probably be some type of squid head. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know how great that's going to be at the end of the day. But we got a couple more minutes. Any folks got anything else to chat about? I'm running out of ideas. Looking forward to Catacombs. I should get that box in, what's today? Wednesday, so in a few days. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Should be getting it Saturday and busting it open. I probably won't live stream for a minute just because I'll be working on videos and things of that nature once I actually get that box opened up. But maybe one of these days, maybe in the next week or two, I get back to streaming and chatting with you fine, wonderful, beautiful folks about who knows, about whatever. About whatever your guys' little heart's desire. Yeah, I guess I'll call this side relatively done. I'll add some little hash marks there. It's getting there. Yeah, the other side I haven't touched yet, so let's just say that's what it originally looked like. That's what it sort of looks like now. So, I don't know. It's not perfect, but it's there. Shadow Stalkers or Flames, as in what I want to paint first or what I like more. I guess both of those are probably the same answer. Funny enough, my favorite guy in the box is the Signs of Flame guy that is his whole chest and body is on fire, but I think the Shadow Stalkers look cooler. So I'll probably end up painting the Shadow Stalkers first. And honestly, again, that is one of those paint themes that I actually think GW did a good job on. I think Shadow Stalkers in like that purpley blue is absolutely perfect. I think maybe trying something weird like a bright red would also be interesting too. But it's perfect. Also, Signs of Flames, I guess you gotta kind of make them look like flames. So I guess that paint scheme's on too. But all right, folks, it's 8. I'll hang on for another minute or so if there's any more questions. But other than that, I'm probably going to pack up maybe finish this banner guy off stream real quick and call it a day and go to bed because I'm a young man in an old man's body who likes to get his beauty rest. But other than that, yeah. Hopefully I can get a lot of these guys done. I got 10 total, and I got 2 3/4 done right now. So, and I've been working on them for a while, so we'll see how that goes. But until next time, folks, we'll catch y'all later. We'll get this out of the way and move it behind my monitor, and you guys can see my whole setup here. We got the palette over there. We got all these paints. We got my tea, a mug, keyboard, all that fun junk. But until next time, we'll see y'all later. Happy gaming, folks. See ya!